Ready for this? So we got the brand new 2021 The Art of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge by Amy Ratcliffe and forward by Scott Trowbridge. Hop on your TV, you do not want to miss this. So there is the hardcover back and the front. Oh, this book is 250 pages. 250 plus pages of awesomeness. I promise. Like, when I read this, I'm definitely buying this. This is really nice. This covers the theme park and concepts for the park itself. This is from Abrams Books, and this is just gorgeous. I love it. There's your table of contents. Yeah, so there's about 256 or so. But yeah, this is one badass book. I love it. And if you've never had a Star Wars book or art book, this is how it rolls. So if there's stuff on the opposite page, the titles of them are there, followed by the artists who created them here. Just so you know. So we're gonna skip over all this stupid text because nobody wants to read. Everyone wants to see the cool artwork. That is a beautiful ship. I love it. And there's Hondo looking all gangsta. And my favorite part, all the artists involved in the project. Who's who? This is why I like Star Wars art books, because they actually credit everybody. Versus some books who, you know what I mean. They'll show you who they are, but not always. Or not do a whole dedication page. Tons of 2-page spreads through this. And this was a great fucking go-through for me. Like, I was excited as hell for it. I was actually surprised my library had this in. Oh no, not my library. Anne Arundel County had it in. So... it was a surprise that it came in, because I saw on my phone notification for, the Art of Star Wars. I'm like, what the hell came in? And that showed up. But yeah, if you've been to Galaxy's Edge in Florida, you know exactly how cool this is. If you've never been to Galaxy's Edge in Florida, definitely watch this video, because this has so much great art and concepts and shit. Like, oh, so cool. I actually got out of bed early today so I could do this damn book review, because I've put so much stuff off. Yeah. So yeah, I will be buying this book for sure. 110% buying this book. Because, damn, I love this thing. Plus, it's good mythos for Galaxy's Edge as well. And I haven't read the comic or the books either, so this will help with that mythos as well, and showing me, where everything's at. As you can see, there are a lot of dark rough drafts. So that's what they actually look like. But this is really dope. I love the shit out of this book. Yep. So this definitely does make me happy as a Star Wars fan, for sure. Because, I enjoy good art. I like concept art. And I love sharing that love with everybody, you know? It's hard to, though, sometimes, you know, because people can be idiots and they want to niggle about every little thing, so let's see how far in I can go. That's almost touching the page. This is great lighting right here. I love the clouds and shit. Like, that's gorgeous. That's the shit I love. And of course, you can see at the bottom, they say, you know, what it is and who the artist is for it. Nice, gorgeous 2-page. See how far I can go on it. There we go. That's good. We got characters. And these designs just, they really do hearken to what Star Wars is about. And I love different character designs. I hate it when they don't, like, incorporate them into, you know, current stuff or whatever, but still. I've said it before, say it again. They'll get repurposed down the road. But these are just amazing. I'm very impressed by this book. Like, I could buy it today if I wanted to, but I'm patient about shit. You know, I'm not in a rush to get anything done. Or not done, bought. Because that's just not me. I can wait. Got a birthday in a few months. Sounds like a good time to spend some cash. Like that armory. Shit, this whole setup reminds me of Taurus in Cotter. With what the fuck was that shop? I don't even remember now. I have to replay or just watch gameplay for it. These concepts are so good. So good. And then they give you quotes on, you know, how they were designing everything. That's Doug Chang, by the way. More on him a little later. Well, actually, now I'll do it because I'll forget. So I had a conversation on Twitter with the legendary Jeff Carlisle, who's done Star Wars art in the past and for other things as well. And he made a tweet with a bunch of artist names grouped in 4 different groups. And he's like, what would you group them into? You know, what would their major profession be if you could choose? And I recognized Akuda, who did the Star Trek encyclopedia. And I said he'd be a fandom historian and whatnot. And then somehow we got to talking about Chang, and oh, it was about the Halcyon. That's right. Yeah. And he said he's a stand-up guy. He's met him before. I was like, that's dope. And I love the shit out of Jeff. He's a great man. And I like Doug's body of work too. I wish I had an art book of his stuff to review. Yeah, this whole setup here, this is gorgeous. They look like binoculars right there. Oh, I got my fan running too, that's why that blew up. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of art in this book, and it is gorgeous. I love it. Look, this is definitely my favorite art book to do a review on for sure. Yeah. Because something new like this, I would have been waiting at least months to rent. Because that's how my library system works. Like, they'll get it in the system, but sometimes there's a long wait list, or it's very small wait list. It just depends. Beautiful transport. So if you're enjoying this book, definitely pick this up, because shit. This is a lot of fun. Macquarie. If you are a die-hard Star Wars fan, you have to have everything Star Wars. Everything. But you don't have this, you should pick it up. For sure. Easily. Because, damn. Have I ever been to Galaxy's Edge? No. Will I ever get down to Galaxy's Edge? Probably not. Because I know the big thing that's got everyone hyped up now is the fact that Rey's lightsaber is down there to buy for $140. Just the hilt is $140. Tempted to get it off of eBay, but I don't know. See how far in I can go. Well, that's pretty good. Any further, it would have blurred. Ah. Reminds me of Battlestar Galactica from 2003, and also Babylon 5 as well. That's the fun thing about this shit. I've mentioned this before. A lot of these artists have been involved in past projects that you may or may not know of. So when you see their name attached to a project and you see what they worked on, you're like, oh yeah, you can definitely tell it's so and so's work because of what they worked on in the past. And these breakdowns of this whole Galaxy's Edge are phenomenal. Like, damn. Yeah. I mean, I've seen. What did I see for Galaxy's Edge? I saw somebody do a vid of where they went to Galaxy's Edge. That was pretty cool. They got, I think, one or two lightsabers in the process. They went through the lightsaber workshop, and while it's really cool, I was kind of disappointed because they didn't have a lot of options in building a hilt, which is kind of fucking sad. It's like I'd stick with Saber Forge or Ultra Sabers or whatever one's the best. Yeah. This is a heavy book, by the way, for nearing 300 pages, but still well worth the money and the reread value on it. Because, damn, there's so many little shots in this. Yeah, normally with little shots, somebody would be like, here, this is what you get, and they turn the page and like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to take you into the picture as far as I can go so you can actually see what's going on. And of course, you can easily either get the PDF file for this so you can really enjoy it, or you can get the physical book, or just run Google. Definitely love the mashup ships. I love those so much. What else was here? There's something else. A lot of these ships look like phaser pistols, so they worked on Trek. Bajoran rifle, or a Cardassian rifle, actually, I should say. That's fucking beautiful. Oh, I love that. So much great color in this book. Nice, beautiful, wide page. A lot of these will make great wallpapers, too, and art prints. Some of the artists do sell them as art prints, sometimes. Not always, sometimes. You just gotta ask or track down their site where they sell shit. And now we are 100 pages in. Yeah, I like the way they break this shit down. Like, it looks really good. I just wasn't expecting so many little shots. I mean, little shots are nice, but yeah, that does eat up a lot of time. Yeah. And I love how they break down what everything is, all of its parts. It's really spellbinding. That's your creature. Oh no, containers. I thought they were creatures. Oops. Rathtar. Those are cool. They make great patches. And stickers. I love stickers. Stickers for days, man. That's gorgeous. I mean, this is one thing I love the most is how these artists went all out for this. And here's a fun fact. This right here was originally supposed to be in Force Awakens. How do I know? Boom. Yep, this whole thing was supposed to be in Force Awakens originally. That would have been cool. I still need to get him. I haven't bought him yet because laziness. I'm actually surprised we didn't get a Galaxy's Edge visual dictionary yet. That's really surprising. Given how it's so popular, you'd think they would have, pumped one out already. Like, hey, for those of you who can't get down here because of money and COVID, check this shit out so you know what you're looking at. Or they do have a traveler's guide. I'll have to try and find that then. I love this book. This thing is so pretty. So nice. And they made good use of all the pages. They didn't hob it down with a bunch of text. I hate that in an art book. I'm like, dude, this is an art book, not a text book. Jesus Christ. I love her design. It's a Twi'lek Club Madam. This is really nice because I like that blurred version or blur effect of it. This is really cool. It's a collector. If an Ithorian has 4 throats, I wonder how good they are at giving head. I mean, it's a valid fucking question. They got 4 throats. Makes you wonder. I didn't want to think about that. I like that. That's really cool. All these little details. But I hate the fucking cruise. Ugh. I hate the middle part because, hey, look at that! Destiny! Ah! Nice. That's pretty cool. So somebody was working on Destiny and came to this project. That's really cool. I know this is a long video, but ooh, it is so worth it. Oh my god. I could have made 2, but I'm lazy. I do like the little notes in the margin. That's really cool. Wow, they were working on this shit for 5 years. Damn. That's impressive. Because a lot of these sketches are dated, 5 and 6 years ago. That's impressive. So it goes to show there were a lot of projects in the works years back before they were even considered, or before they were green lit. Interesting. Oh, there's a cool part coming up that I'm going to show you. I love this part. It's so dope. Find it. No. This has got to be my favorite art book so far. And all the ones I've done, is going to be my favorite. Oh, where are you? Good perspective here. I wish this book came with stickers of this stuff, because damn, I want some stickers. Oh, build your own droid. This is dope. This is one thing that I liked. Oh, that's one. One of his droid designs are so cool. Tons of repurposing from the previous trilogies the previous quadrilogies they've done. Pretty much everything's been repurposed for this. I like it. Of course, somebody will read this. It's all SJW. Blah blah blah. Like, bitch, you need to get laid. That's cool. That reminds me of Dune. But a lot of this is just so damn gorgeous. Yeah, I know Galaxy's Edge had a lot of merchandise with it, that's for sure. Most of which didn't get into stores for very long, or even at all. For real. But you know what I'm talking about. Fuck. Oh, wow. What is that? Yeah. Yep, this is the room that I was talking about lightsabers and shit. Like, it's cool how they did that workshop, but, man, they could have added better choices in for the hilts. That's what was so depressing. This has a lot of stuff in this pic. Clone Trooper helm. If you stuck it out for this whole video, please let me know below. Because I know this is a long ass video, but it is worth the watch. For sure. And I'm trying to semi-hurry through this, but not so much that, you know, you miss something. But also, you know, I want to show everything so you can properly gauge whether or not you want to buy this or you want to check it out from your library. More Ralph McQuarrie awesomeness. But yeah, a lot of this old stuff reminds me of Dune, Egypt, and Heavy Metal magazine, actually. Just by the coloring, mostly, and design as well. And the study pics, those are fun too. And there's a lot of Fifth Element and Valerian love in this too. That's something else I recognize. And Resistance, like these three here remind me of Star Wars Resistance. Great show. I don't know why people hate it. Market stalls. That's beautiful. That's what a lot of the vendor markets look like overseas. If you've ever watched the food vendor vids on YouTube, that's what a lot of them look like. There's just so many little details to go through in this whole book. Like I'm doing as much justice as I can. Is that? Oh, it was Ezra. That would have been cool. Ain't it cute? I want to pet it. It's so adorable. I always crack up at them kid commercials where they're smiling with pets and shit. Like, you know, half them kids are paid uber amount of dollars to be happy about a fucking pet they don't like. That's pretty. I love a good outdoor setup. This motherfucker, I want one. It's an Ely. So pretty and cute. I like the final concept, though. slowly getting to the end. There's Batuin Fashion. This is a great fucking section here. This is good shit. Like, this is like your... This book is basically a massive sale guide on what you can get. And what to expect, I guess. Which is nice. And they went all out for this book. I love that. I'm surprised it didn't have hair fashion, too. That would have been cool. Sweet. This was cool. Galactic food snacking. No. Akbars. Also, if you love Galaxy's Edge, I have done a run-through of the official cookbook as well. The Black Spire one. Yeah. So you can check that book out as well, too, on this channel. That one's not as long as this one, though. I try to keep most of my vids to like 20 minutes if it's a run-through. But since this one's so big, there's a lot to go through. This is a cool craft here. I like this a lot. Harkens back to, trying to think. I think the M wing, if I'm not mistaken. There was an M-wing fighter, I just don't remember where the hell I read it. Or not M-wing, Scimitar class, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. So. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm buying this book, for sure. Because, damn, this is a lot of fun. Ah, there's my favorite part. Found it right here. Here we go. This was so damn cool. Okay. So there's that. Here's the pick. They took a pod racing engine. Let me show you the whole thing. They took a pod racing engine and used it to cook stuff with. So yeah, there's the pod racing engine. That's dope. And look at that blur on that. Awesome. Love that. That was my favorite part. Almost done. And full pages left. We're gonna make this. We're gonna make it. I had to scale it down to 2K at 60 frames, because if I shot this in 4K, it would have eaten all the damn space on my phone, and I would have had to do 2 videos. I tried to do everything in one shot. I like these Coke cards though, they're pretty. Coke's okay. I'm a Pepsi guy. I do want to get one of these thermal detonator bottles though. I'll have to roam eBay for that. I still remember that shit. What was that, 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. Over it being a flight risk issue. Alright, here's the map. So. Yeah, this map is some really cool shit. I loved it. That's that. Alright. Oh boy. And fist. Yeah, this shit is really cool. Beautiful sunset. There's Grant Griffin work. I love him. He's a great artist. I want that book. I do. I want to read that book so bad. There's the Galaxy's Edge comic covers. I gotta rent this from my library and read it so I can check out what that's all about. This is the Halcyon. This is what me and Jeff were talking about. Because he loves this design, actually. He really does. I wouldn't mind an incredible cross-section for that bitch. Yeah. That's one design he likes the most. I like it. It looks cool. Come on, today. Thank you. Shuttlecraft is bitching. I like that design. That's pretty as fuck. But yeah, everything in this book I like a lot. And the droids look like boots. Massive mechanical boots. Gorgeous 2-page spread here. And that's it. So there's the index. Not gonna run through the index because, yeah, whatever. Too much. So, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. So, yeah. So if you really enjoy these kinds of videos, you might want to consider subscribing. Just saying. I never plug that, but, subscribe. So, that is it. Woo! You made it to the end. Hope you enjoyed it. So if you hate Star Wars, the same for you. If you don't like the artist, you didn't like this book, that's cool. So, until next time, like and subscribe for thoughts and prayers.